Everybody okay with beginning?
Sure.
Okay, there you are. Welcome, Matthew. Mr. Wheelander, would you please do us the honor of leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance? The flag is right there on that middle screen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. This is our February 23rd regular meeting of the Mason County Commission. We will begin with our roll call.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I'm here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
Here.
Commissioner District 3, Sharon Trask.
I'm here.
Next up is our correspondence and organizational business. Mackenzie, do we have any correspondence to come before the commission, please?
We do. Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board sent in the following: a liquor and marijuana license due to expire, a liquor license application for Briggsy Golf, change of corporate officers for Cadro, and an application for change of location for the Rocky Brook Ranch. The Federal Energy Regulatory Commission sent in a letter regarding Standard License Articles 19 and 20. Homes First sent in an annual report for 2020. William Ryberg sent in an application for the Timberland Regional Library Board of Trustees. And Brenda Sternup sent in a letter regarding Royboard Road off of Highway 3.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Is there any other correspondence or organizational business to come before us? Thank you. First of all, I want to give a thank you to Mackenzie because the agenda is so small. I asked her to read everything slow. She did a wonderful job. Thank you, Mackenzie. Next up is our open forum for citizens input. This is the opportunity for the community to talk to the commission and the public regarding an issue that is not on the agenda. If it is on the agenda, we ask that you wait and you'll be given your opportunity to speak at that time or testify if you like. With that being said, I'll ask you now, if you have something you'd like to speak to the commission about, I'll ask you to unmute and just make your name be known and give me an opportunity to call on you and give you that opportunity to speak. Is there anybody in the community who would like to speak to the commission? Mr. Van Busker, I see you took your mute button off. Are you interested in speaking to the commission?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hearing none, I'll call on Ken Van Busker. Could you please announce your name and perhaps where you're from?
Yeah, I'm Ken Van Busker, and I'm from Belfair, Davis Farm Road. Commissioners, I watched the briefing yesterday and or part of it, and I feel the need to comment. I read the Gorse Coalition Memorandum of Understanding, and to me, this is a big, exciting regional project with many partners that's long overdue. And it's going to take a big time commitment and on the part of all the participants. And as I mentioned, I watched the briefing and I watched the discussion about the resolution, and I don't see it really causing battles. Quite the opposite to me. I know this community as well, and I think the community will view this resolution as strengthening and benefiting the coalition and the partnerships that many are yet to still be made. And I think with your unanimous support of this resolution, I believe it could be the catalyst that's needed to pursue that fundraising model that they talked about in the project. Of course, that's my opinion, but it's going to take all of us working together, that's for sure. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Van Busker. Is there anybody else who would like to speak to the commission on anything that is not on the agenda? I see no others. With that being said, we will move on to item number 6, which is the adoption of today's agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move adoption of today's agenda as presented.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded for the adoption of today's agenda as presented. Any comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. There are no minutes for this month, so we'll move on to our approval of our action agenda. We only have one item on the action agenda. I'll go ahead and read it into the record. At that time, you'll be given an opportunity to take something off if you would like for a separate vote or for further comment. Item number 8.1 reads approval of warrants and treasurer's electronics remittance. Claims Clearing Fund warrant number 8077620 through 8077855. The amount is $1,109,740.70. Now that I've read all the items on the action agenda into the record, is there anybody who would like to take any of these items off for a separate vote?
Tempting as it is, no.
Yeah. Then I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the action agenda as presented.
All of it?
Every last letter of it.
Do I have a second?
I will second that.
It has been moved and seconded for the approval of the action agenda as presented. Items 8.1 through item 8.1. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we'll move over to department item number 9, which is department heads and elected officials. Are there any department heads or elected officials who would like to speak at this time? Any department heads or elected officials who would like to speak at this time? Hearing none, we will move forward. We cannot go to our item 10 because that can't begin before 9:15. So if you don't mind, let's do our board reports and calendars first, and then we'll go on to the hearing. I'll go ahead and start. Commissioner Schutte, if you don't mind coming up after that, and then Commissioner Trask. First, I'd like to start with Area Command. We do that weekly. Mason Transit Authority. The North Mason Vaccine Clinic, again, was a huge success. I'm so thankful to Mason Transit, to the Hub, to Peninsula Health, and all those people that go out there from the CERT team to make all that happen. It is incredible what's going on there. North Mason Chamber of Commerce had their retreat. Mason County Housing Authority had a meeting. I also was on the canvassing board. Peninsula Regional Transportation Organization had a meeting. I attended and participated in the health officer interview. Then another canvassing board meeting. South Mason had their vaccination clinic at the racetrack down here. Again, a huge success. Our staff and everybody involved, Mason General and our staff who actually run that one, is done through Mason County. You got to give them so many props. They sure do an incredible job standing out there in the rain. It was funny because one of the volunteers, it was noted that one person's volunteer only lasted about 20 minutes and couldn't get away from the fireplace after that. But at least they gave a great 20 minutes before they froze to death out there. But it was very appreciated that they came and they participated. I also went to the YMCA as a charter member, and we took our tour, my family and all, briefing, and I attended North Mason Community Voice meeting last night. This next week, we have Area Command, North Mason Chamber of Commerce membership, Hood Canal Lodge, and Port Allen meeting and Left Board meeting. But this next week is the beginning of the first day of the Women's History Month. And I'm not going to let that go without making note of a few of the special people who have had an impact on this county. Past county commissioners, Annette McGee was the one who broke the glass ceiling. She came in and she was the first to serve. We've had fantastic women that have came and served afterwards. Laura Porter, Mary Jo Cady, Cynthia Olson, Janie Kamen, Linda Ring Erickson, Terry Jeffries, which became Terry Drexler. And I don't want to forget our current commissioner, Sharon Trask. With that being said, that is my calendar. And thank you for your service, Sharon, and for, being the inspiration that you are to other women out there.
Thank you.
Including my daughter. Thank you.
Thanks, Commissioner. So moving forward today, have a check-in with the potential check-in with the Mason Conservation District. meeting with Susan Kirchhoff at the Shelton Family Center later this week, Housing Behavioral Health Advisory Board. Then I have a check-in with Jeff Knighton from the city, as well as a follow-up meeting on treatment sales tax. Have my monthly Army Corps of Engineers check-in on the Skokomish Valley projects, and then wrap up with a check-in with the BHASO and Olympic Health and Recovery Services. And then the Shelton YMCA grand opening on March 1st.
All right, well, today is my mother-in-law's birthday, so I want to wish my mother-in-law a very happy birthday today. Later, after following our commission meeting, I have a meeting with Congressman Kilmore, a COVID vaccine forum, Turning Point fundraising committee meeting, Public Works traditional meeting, and then Public Works technical assistance meeting, meeting with the Public Works lobbyist. We have our EOC meetings. I will be meeting with Council Member Joe Schmidt tomorrow, and then Community Action Council meeting, an LFC meeting. And then on Monday, of course, is the YMCA grand opening. And then we also have the WASAC virtual assembly, and then we're back here for the commission meetings. And I do have one question, if I could ask real quickly. There was correspondence from Brenda Sternup. I have looked all over the place trying to find her. So if she is out there, if she could give me a call or send me an email so that I could talk to her about the Roy Bode Road. That would be very helpful.
Yeah, but I don't know the name either. I also may be at the YMCA grand opening, so take this as notice for the press that I also may be attending that. So there may be more than one commissioner there. Anything further? Then with that, we are going to go into our item number 10, which is our public hearing. I'm going to open this public hearing. And this is a public hearing to consider petition for annexation of additional property into Mason County Fire Protection District number 16. Staff, Diane Zorn was going to be the lead on this.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. I'm here. It's Diane.
Good morning.
So as stated, it's a public hearing to consider the annexation into Fire 16. And I've asked Chief Leelander and Auditor McGuire to be in attendance if there's questions.
Commissioners, if I can very briefly, there are two methods by which a fire district can annex land. One is by a petition of landowners. If you get 60% of the land area to be annexed, the owners of 60% of the land area is to be annexed, then it's annexed into, then it just happens. In this case, most of this land is owned by the National Forest Service, and so they're not going to sign a petition. So the second method is by election. In this case, you need a petition with 20% of the voters in an area. In this case, there are currently 2 registered voters in this area. This is the area west of Lake Cushman. Access is difficult in there, and there are just a lot of people there anymore. We received, or the fire district received a petition from 50% of the landowners in this area. We have checked the signatures, and 50% of the signature, 100% of the 50% qualify, and so this matter comes to you for approval, then back to the fire district, and then to the auditor to be placed on the ballot, presumably for the April 27th special election. So that's where we are.
Thank you, Mr. Auditor. I do have one question to start with. Is that going to be the same type of election as every other one, where you need 50% plus 1?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just curious because that means that both of them have to vote for it. Okay, commissioners, do any of the commissioners have any questions for the presenters? Any questions for the presenters?
I do not.
Okay, anybody in the public have any questions for the presenters? This is only in regards to the presentation they gave. If you want to testify, you'll be given an opportunity afterwards. Is there anybody in the audience? Please unmute yourself and make your name be known so I can call on you. Hearing none, we'll move over to the next part of our hearing. We will move into testimony. Is there anybody in the Zoom world that would like to testify on this issue? Either for or against, please unmute yourself, make your name be known, and I will give an opportunity. I'll call on you. Anybody in the public who would like to testify? Hearing none, we will close that portion. Oh, there he is.
Sorry.
I can. Please announce your name.
Sure. Ken Van Buskirk. I was trying to raise my hand and unmute at the same time. I'm Ken Van Buskirk from Belfair. I don't live in that district, but I worked for the Forest Service for a number of years. And to me, this is, it only makes the most sense. The fire district probably could be there a lot quicker than any other responding agency and with any kind of incident. And I think annexing this into District 16 makes perfect sense to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ken. Is there anybody else in the public who would like to testify at this time, for or against? Please unmute yourself. Mr. Wielander, please.
So a couple of points to clarify. One is the annexation doesn't actually cover any Forest Service property. That would all be on the edges. It does contain City of Tacoma property and some green diamond land that would be accessed going through to the backside. And what this is ultimately is to create or correct an oversight that we've been working under for years, and that we all thought that this was all being protected by Fire District number 18. And so it was covered by mutual aid and not a big deal. When we found out that we were going up there into unprotected land for basically years, it became an auditor question in the gifting of public funds, because we weren't collecting any fees or taxes in the area, but we were expending a great deal of time and fuel. So this is really to correct an oversight that has just been undiscovered for probably a decade.
Thank you, Chief. Is there anybody else in the public who would like to testify at this time? Please unmute yourself and make yourself be known. Anybody else in the public who would like to testify? Hearing none, we will close this portion of our hearing and move to Commissioner deliberations and perhaps a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move approval of the resolution finding that the lands described in the petition will be benefited and approves the annexation request into Mason County Fire District number 16 and setting the special election as presented.
I'll second.
Special election. Okay, it has been moved and seconded for the approval of resolution finding that the lands described in the petition will be benefited and approves the annexation request into the Mason County Fire District number 16 and sets the special election. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chair, just a quick word of thanks to both Chief Wielander and his commission at West Mason Fire. I see Commissioner Bean is also on the Zoom with us this morning, as well as thanks to our auditor and his staff and Tim Whitehead in the prosecutor's office for helping work through this. This is it's a total collaborative effort, and I certainly got a crash course on how you annex a couple of 2-3 properties into a fire district. So appreciate all the effort that went into this, and I wish you all the best as this moves forward, and certainly appreciate all the work you and your crews do day in and day out in our community. So thanks, Chief, and Commissioner Bean, thank you as well.
I'd also like to, oh, sorry.
No, please go ahead, Commissioner.
I'd also like to thank Chief Waylander and the board for working on this. Patty, the assessor's office, or I mean, the auditor's office, wherever.
Patty, either way.
It's quite the process when you read the material and you follow what has to be done. You got way more than the 15% of the folks to sign the petition. So great job. Thank you guys also for being our first responders and for helping those that truly need some assistance out there.
Yes, thank you, Chief. So now again, before us, the approval of resolution finding that the lands described in the petition will be benefited and approves the annexation request into Mason County Fire Protection District number 16 and sets a special election. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries and this hearing is closed. With that, we are at the end of our agenda. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adjourn. Hearing no objection, we are adjourned. Thank you.